Are you on your A game today? Is your brain on the ball? Well, if not, it may be because of the breakfast you are eating, or not, as the case may be. Health and wellness expert Dr. Daniela Torsha joins us with some nutritional suggestions for starting our day so that our brains function at their very best. Welcome, Dr. Danny.
Thank you so much.
Linda, I hope you're listening. Yes, I know Linda's not a good breakfast eater. I'm going to rat on her right now. What is the #1 mistake that people make with breakfast?
Sugar, high carbs, up, crash. You have a space out head, and then you're going to get hungry because you produce a lot of insulin to try to lower the blood glucose. And then you crave more stuff, then you're going to eat more sugar, and you're going to start the whole roller coaster over again.
Okay, so what we start our day with can really impact how the whole day goes, as we just started with a cookie for the record.
But a good cookie.
Yeah, it's good. So you brought some examples of better things to start our day with. What do all of these have in common?
They have natural fats. So everything that is a fat, you could say is natural, but a lot of it is processed. So if you have a whole food fat, like from a coconut, from walnuts, from any of those nuts, you will be able to process those very slowly and feel full.
And fat is okay.
Fat is okay. So we have 60% of our brain as fat. Everything in your body is actually requiring fat. All your hormones, everything that you produce, the membranes, it's fat. The myelin sheath around your nervous system, and you have to have fat, otherwise you are going to crash and you're not going to have what you need to keep your cells functioning properly.
Okay, but obviously it needs to be the right kind of fat, and these are the foods that you have brought. So talk us through a little bit what's on this tray and then how we can incorporate it into breakfast. I see one thing. We joke about millennials and avocado toast. So maybe we shouldn't make fun of them, right? Like this.
Don't make fun of them. See?
This is a good choice, huh?
It is. Avocado is loaded with good minerals as well. But you want a little protein too. So it's not just having spoons and spoons of fat. You want a protein. Scrambled eggs is perfect. If you're a vegan, you can do it with a lot of walnuts and nuts.
Okay.
And then you want a vegetable. That's why I had a little bit of onion and zucchini there.
Okay.
Because you don't just want fat. So you want a balance of things, not a bunch of sugar. So you can have scrambled eggs, a little bit of olive oil, a handful of walnuts, or you could have cottage cheese, a little bit of zucchini sauteed. It sounds funny, but you're going to feel good. You're actually going to feel good when you eat this stuff.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And then I see the olive oil. Sardines.
I know. Not so much for breakfast unless you're in Norway, and that is perfectly fine.
Well, what about like smoked salmon or lox?
Yes, lox. However, sometimes you have giant bagels with it. And the yeah, well, they're loaded with corn syrup. And corn syrup will trigger your hunger because it's stored directly into the liver. So fructose-based products, instead of requiring too much insulin, you just absorb it, it goes to your belly, all the things we don't want as ladies. Well, you don't want it either,
no,
do you?
Definitely. Count me in.
Exactly.
What happens when we skip breakfast? Because I know that is a common mistake of some people. What does that do?
Well, there is something called intermittent fasting that promotes that. However, if you notice that if you skip and then you binge, then you
I
don't
think
want to do
I've got
that.
those calories saved up. I didn't have breakfast, so I've got those calories saved, but not so much.
Right. So you will eat strange foods.
I will.
You will. You'll crave sugar and you'll binge on sugar and then you'll crash.
Okay, now staying full is what I always find to be the challenge. You know, you have a good breakfast, you feel great, but it's 11 o'clock and you're ready to chew on your arm because you're hungry again. So what can we do to choose the foods that are both good for the brain but yet also hold us through until lunch?
Good question. You have to include fiber. That's why I wanted you to have some of the vegetables. Also protein. So having a protein shake isn't going to keep you full unless it has inulin or certain fibers in there that expand. You can also use oat bran. If you really want to make a shake, be careful not to use a lot of sugar and fruit because it's the up and down thing again.
Okay.
So I would say have your protein, have your fat, but have your fiber. The nuts are automatically a punch of everything. You've got fiber, you've got minerals, you've got protein, you've got good fats. You don't have to work very hard, you just do this.
Right,
you're done.
And you're done. Okay, so let's talk about how this tray here is all going to boost our brain. And I know that we have a picture to show exactly what's in our brain and how it gets happy by what we're eating. So explain
It's my
this to
happy
us.
brain. This is my best little buddy friend. It's going to be my promotional material for everybody that doesn't want to listen.
Okay. All right, Linda, listen and read. Okay. So these are the things that we want to do for our brain.
Exactly. So our brain is happy with fats intermittent fasting, but eating well, exercise and sleep, breathing. We forget about breathing. Oxygen is super important. You may actually eat too much because you don't have enough relaxation and oxygen in your brain. So your brain requires a good lifestyle. Not only your brain, but the brain communicates with your gut, and your gut communicates with your brain.
And it's the whole body that's
That's
happy. So,
My brain's mad.
your brain is hungry for breakfast. That's what your brain is. All right, well, to learn more and get more suggestions on healthy living and eating from Dr. Dani, you can go to her website, DrDani PhD.com. We'll be right back with some entertainment news.